This is a call into the atheist experience from a few years ago, which I would like to use as a learning experience. I have watched and enjoyed and learned a lot from the atheist experience. Hopefully this video will clarify things all round to make these types of conversations easier. Adam is a theist who is having an unnecessarily hard time from the atheists, so I am using this as an example of what not to do. Adam seems very intelligent and studious to me, whereas the atheists come off as annoying. I've seen them be much better than this before, so I hope they don't take this criticism personally. Are you ready to watch atheists be infuriating for 5 minutes? Of course you are.
So go ahead.
I just wanted to ask why you don't believe.
I haven't seen any good evidence. Do you have some?
Yeah, I do.
Let's hear it. You could change my life right now.
Can I ask a question first?
You just did. Any more?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Are you a naturalist as well, or just an atheist?
How would you define naturalist?
Somebody who believes that only one world, the natural world, exists.
You mean like,
nothing transcends
what is a
it?
world? Like Earth or Mars? Are those different worlds?
Like a realm. I'm talking in philosophical terms, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not much of the philosophical person, but I guess, you know, I've heard the multiverse. There might be even multiple universes. So I don't know.
Right, but that could still be entirely naturalistic. I was talking about, do you believe in anything that's supernatural?
What is supernatural?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet. You have something supernatural?
So you don't believe? So
well, it's not that I don't. It's not that I don't believe. It's that I haven't seen
as
it.
well, or just an atheist?
I guess my question would be, like, what are you putting forward as supernatural?
Something that transcends the natural world.
Well, for example.
Yeah. What do you got?
Well, I'm not proposing this. This is just a preemptive question before I get into something else.
Right, but I need to know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know what supernatural
for
means.
example,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just giving you an example. So a Platonic form, for example, wouldn't be a god, so you could be an atheist while believing in them. So something like that is supernatural, but not a god.
Wait, a what?
I think I missed a word in there.
Yeah, I did too.
Like a Platonic form.
Like such as?
I'm not familiar with the word. I'm sorry.
Like the property of something that exists transcendent in another realm.
Like what?
What does transcendent mean?
Like numbers and abstract ideas.
I believe in numbers.
Like I'm good with numbers.
Yeah, but.
Do you think numbers are supernatural?
No, I'm saying they could be if you thought they were represented in Platonic ideals in a supernatural realm.
I don't So, can you give me an example of a supernatural number?
No, yeah, I don't think you're accurately representing what I'm asking you.
Well, tell us.
I'm trying to understand. I guess I'm not trying to represent what you're asking.
Like spirits, for example.
What is a spirit?
Is a spirit?
Hold on.
I can't continue if I don't know what you're talking about.
Right,
it's really important that I understand you. What is a spirit?
Okay, so spirits, for example, they wouldn't be a god, but they could be something that's supernatural.
But what's a spirit?
And so an immaterial representation.
If it's immaterial, how do you know about it?
Okay, well, we can get to those questions. I'm just asking if you believe it or not.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
guess
we're trying
given
to
that default of something that cannot be defined, do I believe it? No.
Do you believe that something exists more than the material?
And I'm saying, like, for example, and I can't get an example.
Yeah, I don't know what it means more than the material.
Platonic form or a spirit. I've given you two examples.
But we don't know what a spirit is. That's the problem. And when you give us a definition, that definition doesn't seem to.
It's an immaterial substance that transcends our realm and holds personhood.
Wow.
That may seem
I don't know
such as what?
Right?
Like,
but I'm just asking you if you believe it or not.
I don't know what that is because I have no frame of reference that includes a thing like that. So I don't know what you're describing.
So then you don't believe it then if you have no frame of reference.
I guess I can't believe a thing if it can't be meaningfully defined. Correct. I can't believe a thing.
I just gave you three attributes.
No, you gave us 3 words.
Immaterial is not an attribute. It's a lack of it. I mean, what is immaterial? Like, is that what you were talking about with the numbers?
No, that was just an example for something else. But I'm just asking if.
So, do you think numbers are material?
Do I think numbers are material?
Are they real?
No, they're obviously not material.
So they're
but they
immaterial.
Could exist naturally.
Well,
Right, but they don't exist as a substance or a thing.
well, if they did, then they'd be material, right? So those are immaterial.
Well, is that what you're saying? The only thing that exists are abstract ideas and...
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah,
I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
The atheist experience style is not that of a naturalist like I am. They are representing the agnostic atheists, asking why theists believe what they believe. What reasons do the theists have for not simply saying, I don't know? This causes some confusion because atheists are often thought of as being 100% sure there is no God. This is a bit of a straw man. Many theists and naturalists are not 100% sure, and agnostics are obviously not 100% sure at all. There is no half-true. So there is no in-between being a theist and an atheist if atheist simply means not theist. Agnostic is not in between theist and atheist. The agnostic does not believe in theism or naturalism, so the agnostic is in both the sets of atheists and the set of a-naturalists, as we see in this Venn diagram. Atheism is simply saying there are a list of theistic ideologies or religions, none of which are subscribed to by the atheist. This is not saying what the atheist actually does believe. This often leads people to say atheists don't believe in anything because the atheist is being labelled as not believing in something rather than stating what it is they actually do believe. A Christian could legitimately be described as being an a-naturalist because they don't believe in naturalism. But to then say the a-naturalist doesn't believe in anything would be obviously confused.
So why don't you get to the part after this
Okay.
that maybe and see what happens.
Okay, so
I'm
I'm going to
optimistic.
define what I think. I'm going to define what I think a God is, right?
Okay.
And then you can tell me if it qualifies as something you believe in or not. Is that fair?
I guess, yeah. Let's hear it. Let's shoot.
So I believe God is uncaused, timeless,
How do you know
spaceless,
this?
immaterial.
Wait, I want to hear his definition
Okay.
first. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I believe that I believe that God is uncaused, timeless, spaceless, immaterial, extremely powerful entity that created the universe. Do you believe that exists?
I don't even know how that would exist. Like, how are you even defining existence? How would it exist if it's not really in, in what way is it existing?
Why do you believe this?
The atheist experience will not defend the position of naturalism, which is fine if they don't have to. I do have to defend this position because it is my belief. So I have a burden of proof, much like the theists do, but the atheist experience, because they are representing agnostics, do not have a burden of proof. There are some things I have in common with the theist Adam. Adam has 6 bullet points for what he thinks the reason for reality, which he calls God, would need to be. I will roughly agree with him on the first 5, then we will see why I am a naturalist and Adam is a theist. Number 1, uncaused. Yes, the reason the universe exists cannot itself have been caused by something else. Number 2, timeless. This is similar to number 1 in the sense that we usually think of temporal cause and effect such that the cause comes first. My understanding of time is explained in my metaphysics video, but I would say that the reason for existence must in some sense exist out of the normal temporal cause and effect we are familiar with. So timeless, meaning outside of time, is one way of trying to explain this idea. Spaceless. This is again similar to cause and effect in time. It's a way of trying to get across the idea that the reason for the universe must in some sense be outside of the normal realm of things which exist in time and space. For immaterial, again, it is outside of the normal realm of things which exist in time and space. The reason is not a thing in the sense we are familiar with. I am in some sense an immaterialist. I am a type of Platonist, believing there to be nothing other than the Platonic realm. Here is where I, as a naturalist, start to diverge from Adam. Number 5, extremely powerful. The reason for reality is capable of making everything in the world, so I can see why it would be tempting to use this phrase, extremely powerful, but I feel it is the beginning of trying to smuggle in agency and intelligence into the reason for reality. The reason for reality can seemingly do so much, but to say it is powerful sounds to me like that there is some choice in the matter. The reason for reality being called powerful makes it sound like it can do things. If the reason is entirely natural and there is no choice about the things which are done, if it is a process, it could be considered no more powerful than an apple which falls to the ground. Is the apple powerful? I don't think it is the right sounding way to describe things. It is being used because it is leading into Adam's worldview as a Christian. As a naturalist, this is where I would dispute the choice of words, but I see how it is arguable to use the phrase extremely powerful as it literally causes all existence, so I'm not too bothered about it. Number 6. Entity. Here is the first place I outright disagree with Adam. I think this is anthropomorphizing the reason for reality. I'm a specific type of naturalist, and many others would disagree with me, but I think the reason for reality is logic, aka mathematics. I think we are in the Platonic realm. Logic is uncaused, it is necessary, it is outside of time and space, and it is immaterial. It is extremely powerful, some might say, but certainly not an entity. Logic is arguably extremely weak because it cannot think or feel or make decisions. Can an entity be outside of time and space and any causal process? Such an entity would be incapable of change, thought, or action. Logic fulfills Adam's first 5 bullet points and can create a world just like ours. I have a burden of proof as a believing naturalist, the first stage of which is outlining a testable hypothesis which makes predictions, which covers Adam's first 5 bullet points. Watch the video linked here, like, subscribe, and share with an annoying atheist.